Hello profs, we are from G7 Group 6. Today, we'll be presenting our re-engineered business process for canned foods food supply chain. Sanghye will be starting us off with our first process innovation idea.
Thank you, Min. Our first process innovation is to hyper-automate the process of searching for soft copy contracts using robotic process automation. Our current recommendation is when PB receives notification that the stock check status of PR is approved, PB retrieves the PR details and search for the relevant supply contracts with automatic retrieval function of ERP system. If suppliers can be found, PB will directly update the PR in the ERP but proceed with negotiation if no suppliers are found. However, now we are trying to hyper-automate this step such that PB no longer has to be present in the process of contract searching. As you can see before innovation, ERP's automatic retrieval function only helps PB in speeding up the contract searching process. He is still doing the action of contract searching. However, after technology is implemented, instead of PB, RPA is going to do both the checking of stock check approval status of PR and retrieving details action. Machine learning model will automatically sort out and differentiate suppliers' contracts that meet and do not meet PR details criteria. Based on ML's outputs, RPA will update PB with PRs that require negotiation and PRs that can be proceeded on with updating in the ERP. Now I'll pass my time to Li Qi, who is going to talk more about the technology.
Thank you, Sang-Hyo. Robotic Process Automation, or RPA, is a software technology that emulates actions of humans interacting with IT systems. This technology allows businesses to automate mundane rule-based actions that are done by humans, freeing them up to do more higher-value work. In the case of canned foods, RPA can be trained to check if suppliers can be found, and it will update PB accordingly. Our first innovation idea has three main benefits. Firstly, by using RPA to automate the process, it eliminates the time taken for PB to search for soft copy contracts of the suppliers according to the requested delivery dates. Secondly, as PB is no longer involved in contract searching, it frees up PB to handle tasks that adds the most value to the process, such as negotiation of delivery. Thirdly, since search of contracts has become an automated process, it reduces the chances of searching for the wrong contract, hence speeding up the business process, thereby making it more efficient. However, there are possible challenges and limitations of hyper-automating using robotic process automation. The first possible challenge is that PB may be resistant to changes and uncomfortable with getting used to a new way of doing things. Another challenge is that RPA lacks cognitive capability, meaning that it can only follow the business ideas assigned to it. This will pose a challenge when there are special cases that do not follow the business ideas assigned, or there are obvious errors that a human eye could have picked up. The last challenge with RPA is that it takes time and money to set it up. Such an innovation idea could be costly and takes time to ensure that it functions properly. Now I'll be passing my time on to Esther to introduce our second innovation idea.
Thanks, Li Qi. Now I'll be going through the next process innovation idea of stock count prediction using predictive analysis. For our second process innovation idea, we are looking to implement a real-time stock update. Currently, stock often runs out, leading to a rejected path, thus wasting resources and time. This process of innovation through the Internet of Behaviors allows us to predict behaviors and trends of product demand, in particular, seasonal demand. Also, it is able to alert users of low stock count to ensure that stock is always sufficient and does not run out during critical times. Such technology utilizes data analytics of past data for future projection. More specifically, it is able to systematically analyze current and past behaviors of customers to discover customers' behavioral pattern through behavioral psychology, as well as use predictive analytics to predict periods of high demand for specific products through trends gleaned from intensive research and examination. Now, I'll be passing over the time to Callista, who will be explaining more.
The benefits of using predictive analytics is such that by predicting the amount of stock needed, WM is able to use this information to improve the stock inventory. It enables WM to know of the possibility of insufficient stock in advance and also avoid over-ordering of items. When this data is utilized properly, it will reduce the occurrence of insufficient stock and therefore reduce the amount of rejected orders. The number of expired items will also be reduced. This brings about positive impacts to the business in terms of a reduction in wastage and savings in cost and inventory space. In the long run, the benefits will increase as the company grows and the number of products increases to a point where it's difficult to track manually. Moving on to the challenges and limitations, firstly, to do predictive analytics, we will require data from the past. However, no information is given in the case on whether this is available. Next, the model is unguaranteed in terms of accuracy in predicting future needs of items. It is also unable to account for sudden changes in the market, such as a financial crisis. Thus, predictions should only be used as a guide. Next, the effectiveness will depend on the WM's ability to utilize the information. Only where appropriate decisions are made will this technology reflect positive changes in canned foods business indicators. The last challenge will be to convince the higher-ups in the company that this technology will be valuable to the business process. To implement this technology, a new role in the company will be required, which requires extra cost. How much this technology benefits the company is dependent on how well the model is able to predict, and is not guaranteed, making it difficult to justify the amount spent.
And with that, we have come to the end of our presentation. Thank you for your time.